Happy Tuesday!
My name's Nick.
My name is Alan.
And welcome
into the dungeon. The brothers follow Gashgis along one of the many passages leading out of the cavern. After an hour of trekking through the dark, he stops and points towards a shaft of light that is pouring through a crevice in the far distance.
Yours goes left. Yours be safe.
Thank you, Gashgis. We surely would have died if not for your help.
I've got absolutely no doubt of that. You've been very kind. The brothers then squeeze through a fissure in the rock wall and drop 3 feet to the pathway below. The brothers are thinking how kind the Nunniks were when they discover that they've stolen all of their gold.
Rats.
Stinking rats. The brothers continue along the tunnel and turn to 349, but not before we update our charts and...
I just had 7 puny crowns.
yeah, now we've got none.
Alright.
349 it is. The brothers have covered nearly 3 miles, and they see a group of wagons in the distance. They've been strung out across the highway to form a barricade. Soldiers in red uniforms line the roofs of the wagons, and a large crowd of people have gathered behind them. Landar and Torin hear the excited chatter echoing along the tunnel. As they get closer, there is a sudden silence, as all eyes turn to stare at them. A detachment of 10 soldiers led by a knight whose shield bears the royal arms of Duranor advances towards them. Torin, do you see what I see? A number of guards. I believe those are soldiers of Duranor.
Yes, they must be friendly.
I agree. I think we should slowly raise our arms and walk towards them.
You take the lead, Landar.
We've got 2 options here. The first was to attack the soldiers, which I think we've unanimously decided we're not going to do.
Yes, we didn't even have to talk about it. It was a given that we weren't gonna attack 10 soldiers.
Yeah. Insta-death, and after last week's episode, you know our feelings on that pretty well by now. So we are raising our hands and walking towards them. And in doing so, we turn to section 284.
Cautiously, the soldiers surround you and take your weapons and backpack.
Not this again. We're not losing everything again, surely.
No, I think it says that we do not need to adjust our action chart, so I think that means we don't lose anything, but let's see. The knight steps forward and raises the visor of his helm.
Who are you? What's your purpose in Darnellin?
He demands in a gruff voice.
My brother and I are Kai Lords from Summerland. We're just on an urgent mission to King Alan.
Urgent mission, you say? What are you doing in these tunnels? I don't seem convinced.
Landar, show him the seal.
What seal you be talking about, boy?
The seal of Hammerdal.
And Landar presents it.
Aye, boys, give them back their belongings. Come, please. Apologies for that.
The guard escorts the brothers through a wall of wagons. Beyond, they can see a horse-drawn carriage waiting in the center of the crowded tunnel.
Back to Hammerdal without delay.
He orders the driver, and the brothers are thrown in the seat as a coach moves off at breakneck speed.
My name is Lord Axim of Rhyme. I'm commander to King Alan's personal bodyguard. I was on my way to Port Bax when the Helgas entered Tarnelin. Me and these 10 soldiers, the only poor souls who survived that deadly encounter with those foul creatures.
During the ride through Tarnaling, you must eat a meal or lose 3 endurance points. The journey to the capital will take 5 hours, and the brothers are advised by Lord Axim to get some rest. As they slowly drift off to sleep, Landar begins to have a dream about the summerswerd. He pictures a triumphant return to Homeguard, the defeat of the Dark Lord siege. Perhaps it will be a good omen of events to come.
Do we have meals?
I don't think
so.
we do, no.
No. We'll both lose 3 endurance points.
I'm down to 19.
And Landar's down to 28. Oh, but we get 1 point of endurance back each, because we've completed a numbered section without a battle. So actually I'm back up to 29,
And I'm back up to 20. Not that bad. I have a feeling this is coming to an end now, this book. We don't have options here, we need to turn to section 9.
It is early morning on the 15th day of the brothers' quest, when they open their eyes to the breathtaking spectacle of Hammerdal, the mountain city. The capital of Duranor, unlike other cities in the Lost Lands, does not need man-made fortifications. The encircling peaks of the Hammerdal range offer a far more secure protection to the people within. The carriage speeds through the lush farmlands surrounding the city with its many towers and wide streets. On a hill in the very centre of Hammerdal stands the King's Tower, a magnificent structure of glass and stone. As the carriage halts at the tower gates, the brothers suddenly realise for the first time that as a wielder of the summerswerd, their destiny is to become part of the oldest legend of the Lost Lands. We're not given any option here, we're turning to 196, but we both get a point of endurance back as well, as this has been another numbered section without a battle. Torin's up to 21, and Landar's back up to 30.
King Alling IV sits alone in his domed tower, viewing his mountain domain through one of the many portals of tinted glass. The brothers and Lord Axim are formally announced as they enter the chamber, and they respectfully bow to his majesty. Then Lord Axim removes the seal of Hammerdal from Landar's fingers and walks over to the king's side.
Oh, I don't think we're getting this back. It says here, remember to erase the seal of Hammerdal from our action chart.
Yeah, it seems so, but it did serve its purpose. For nearly an hour they talk, their somber faces reflecting the seriousness of the situation. There is a short pause of silent meditation, and King Alling suddenly rises from his throne and addresses the brothers for the first time.
Alas, the Dark Lords have woken once more, and once more does Summerlund come in search of our aid. I have prayed that my reign would be remembered as a time of peace and fulfillment, but in my heart, I knew it was to be otherwise.
The king removes a golden key from the pocket of his white robe and inserts it in a marble dais, standing in the center of the chamber. Gentle humming fills the room as a stone cover slides back to reveal the hilt of a golden sword.
Landar, step forward.
Aye, my liege.
Take the sword. It is foretold that only a true son of Summerlund can release the powers that lie within its blade.
As Landar grasps the glowing hilt, tingling sensation runs up through his arm and radiates through his body. We've got two options here, if we have the Kai discipline of Sixth Sense, or if we do not. Landar does not, but I'll say that this is an opportunity for Torin to jump in and say whether he senses something or not.
Yeah, even though Torin isn't the one that's holding the sword, but still he might sense something coming out of it. So we are turning to section 79, and we get 1 endurance point back each too.
The power coursing through Landar's body so overwhelms his senses that he becomes oblivious to his surroundings. He instinctively raises the blade above his head, where a shaft of sunlight suddenly catches upon its very tip and floods the chamber with blinding white gold. At that moment, Torin senses the power of the summerswerd revealed to the brothers.
Landar! This is a legendary summerswerd. It was forged long before the Summerlending, the Duranese or the Dark Lords dwelt in the Lost Lands. Its makers were of a race that men would now call gods. To release the power that it contains, only a Kai Lord may wield it. Should it be used in combat by anyone who is not a Kai Lord, its power will fade and be lost forever.
Then only you or I will wield this blade, Torin. This is our destiny.
No, it's your blade, Landar. You are the eldest.
If I fall in battle, only you can carry this, Torin. The burden will be passed to you.
I will make you proud, Landar.
You already have, my brother. We have now uncovered that when this blade is used in combat, it will add 8 points to our combat skill. It would have been 10 if Landar had possessed the Kai discipline of weapon skill in swords, but alas, he only possesses it in axe combat. It has the ability to absorb any magic that is used against the bearer, and it doubles the total of all endurance points lost by undead enemies.
So times 2 damage,
Whoa.
basically, right?
Oh my!
For example, Helgast, so they better watch out.
Yeah, so all endurance points lost by undead enemies, like Helgast, as Al has just said, will be doubled. It is the only weapon in all of Magnamund that can kill a Dark Lord.
Ooh.
And for this reason, the Dark Lords are bent on thwarting the brothers' quest. The brothers now realize that they hold the only power in Magnamund that can save their people. Slowly the light begins to fade, and Landar becomes aware of Lord Axim's hand upon his shoulder.
Come, LoneWolf. There is much to prepare you for your return to Summerland.
Landar sheaves the summerswerd in its jewelled scabbard, and the brothers follow Lord Axim as he leaves the king's chamber. We now need to make the necessary adjustments to the combat skill total, as Landar now possesses the summersword, and we need to note the powers of the sword under the special items section of our action chart. And then we are not given a choice but to turn to section 40.
As I'm making these adjustments to my sword, given that I will now literally have no reason to use any other weapon, I'm going to pass over my Dark Lord sword to Torin.
Well, thank you very much. Much needed, as I have no weapon right now.
That means you don't get a -4 anymore.
That's great.
On that note, we are now turning to section 40.
The muster of the army and the preparation of the Duranese fleet takes 14 days to complete, during which time the brothers remain as a guest of the king in Hammerdal. As each day passes, they despair for the besieged countrymen of Holmgard, and pray that they have enough strength to resist the Dark Lords until their return.
Every day of the brothers' reluctant exile, they devote long periods to exercise and meditation. They are also visited by a Duranese herb warden called Madin Rendelin, who is famous throughout the Lost Lands for his knowledge and skill in the healing arts. He restores all the endurance points the brothers have lost so far, that's a big fat 0, and he gives them a potent Lamspur potion each, which will restore 5 endurance points if swallowed after combat. So we need to mark these on our action chart.
In our backpacks are pretty much empty, as we lost it all at sea.
Madin is also the bearer of some sad news. The body of Lord Lieutenant Rygar was found in the forest near to the entrance to the Tarnelin. He was killed by the Helghast.
If we have the Kai discipline of 6th sense, we turn to section 97. If we do not, then to section 242. I do, so it's section 97.
Landar!
Yes, Torin. Sad news.
Yes, indeed. But I've been noticing, since you've been rigorously training with the summerswerd, my Kai discipline of 6th sense has kind of become more sensitive than ever before.
That's great news, Torin. Perhaps the summersword and its power is aiding you too.
I think you're right. I knew exactly what Mading Rendalim's sad news was long before he actually told us. It's like I can tell the future, Landar.
Yes, like you did with that Helghast.
Perhaps the summerswerd knew we were coming.
Maybe it wanted us to find it. We are the last of our kin anyway. We are the LoneWolf.
The last of the Kai Lords.
I'm beginning to think that you improved 6th sense. It's going to be an important advantage to us, and to a hopeful return to Holmgard.
I think you're right. Together we've got this, Landar. We can do it.
So now we need to turn to section 152. It is early in the morning of the 33rd day of the Lone Wolf's quest, when they ride into Port Bax with Lord Axim at their side. The preparations for war have been completed. The galleons of the Duranese war fleet lie at anchor in the harbour, impatiently awaiting the order to set sail for Summerland. On board each ship are many brave soldiers from the Mountain Kingdom, a tough army of skilled warriors eager to face the Dark Lords in battle. Each man has sworn to avenge their besieged allies or die in the attempt.
The brothers are to sail back to Holmgard aboard the flagship Duranor, a warship whose great curving prow and tall masts emphasize its sheer power and strength. The brothers and Lord Axim are taken aboard and welcomed by Admiral Calfin, commander of the fleet. And then, the fleet prepares to set sail. In less than an hour, the harbour lies far behind the brothers. The domes of Port Bax are now merely dots on the horizon.
Here we are now presented with a random number table picker thingy. So we need to roll. If the number we have picked is 0 to 3, we turn to section 216. If it is 4 to 6, we turn to section 49. And if the number is 7 to 9, we turn to section 193. As usual, we'll each roll once, and depending on what we roll, it depends who chooses. If we roll within the same bracket, we just go with what that bracket is.
Very good. I'm going to go first, and I've rolled a 7.
Okay, and now I have rolled a 0.
Was 0 low or high here?
Low, so you would choose.
So I'm going to roll again. And it's a 0, so 0 it is.
We turn to section 216. For 3 days and nights, the mighty fleet of Duranor steers swiftly towards the Holm Gulf, a strong wind filling the sails of the warships. But although the voyage is fast, the soldiers' confidence and eagerness for battle has slowly faded, as if their will has been drained by some invisible vampire. Lord Axim is close to despair.
This black mood that haunts our decks is the evil work of the Dark Lords. I know their power can turn a man's mind, but the curse that befalls us is a sorcery we cannot even see to destroy. How I pray that this spell would end, for even if we arrive at a destination, I fear that we are too weak in mind to break our foe.
As if in answer to his prayer, the black curse seems to be lifted from the fleet with the dawning of the next day. But the spell is replaced by a threat far deadlier.
Oh no.
Oh
no. Are we going to fall overboard again?
I don't know.
I do
Maybe
not
it's
want
the
to lose.
Kraken.
The Kraken. Oh.
We need to turn to section 100,
I'm scared.
as am I, friend.
I don't want to lose a summerswerd. Last time we were given something nice by someone, we lost it. On a boat.
Yes. History repeating itself.
A veil of sea fog has rolled across the still ocean from the broken spine of land known as the Kirlunden Isles. Strange dark shapes hide within this mist. They grow larger, and slowly, the distinct outline of ships becomes plain.
Aye! Prepare for battle!
The Admiral's cry is repeated along the many decks of the Duranese fleet.
All hands on deck!
As the black ships approach through the fog, a horrific sight befalls the brothers. They are death hulks, sunken ships, crewed by the living corpses of drowned sailors. I think this might be the Kraken after all. Getting Pirates of the Caribbean vibes here. They have been summoned to the surface by great wizardry, and they are closing for battle. Suddenly the fog vanishes, and the brothers can now see that the death hulks bar the entrance to the Holm Gulf. In the center of the line is a sinister flagship. Swiftly it sails towards them, a huge ram protruding from its black prow. As it rips its way through the hull of the Duranor, you hear the Admiral's last desperate order.
Abandon ship!
God fucking damn it! We're falling off the bloody ship again.
Well, we didn't have a choice, so it's it's not like we made a mistake or anything. We chose wrongly. It's just what the book has led us to.
Yeah, well, there was 3 options with the dice. The
Oh,
dice,
yes, damn it. That's right.
God damn it. We are now in the thick of the enemy's fleet, and the Duranor is sinking fast, so we've got 2 choices here. We either jump onto the deck of the Death Hulk flagship and turn to section 30, or we dive into the sea and try to swim to another Duranese ship by turning to section 267.
Ooh, tough choice. I don't think you're gonna lose the summerswerd. I mean, we need it to kill the enemy, so I don't think that's gonna happen. We might lose any other items we have. I might lose my sword that you just gave me and the potions, but I don't think we're gonna lose the actual summersword.
Yeah, I would be very surprised if we did.
That's if we jump into the sea. I mean, I don't think we should be jumping onto the deck of the Delph Hulk flagship.
No.
No. Yeah,
There's probably like 10 Helgas on there or something.
Yeah, I mean, with a sword you can do pretty good damage, but I don't know if enough to kill a whole ship.
I doubt it.
So we jumping in the drink then?
I think we haven't got a choice here.
Alright, so we are diving in to try to swim to another Duranese ship. Turn to section 267. As the brothers surface, they see the battle now rages all around them, and the sea is choked with the bodies of the dead and drowning. They manage to swim 30 yards and scramble over the rail of a Duranese warship. Here, a bitter struggle is being waged against a long Death Hulk that has grappled alongside. The zombies have clambered aboard and are slaughtering the terror-struck Duranese soldiers. If we wish to draw the summerswerd and charge into battle, we turn to section 128. If we wish to jump onto the long Death Hulk, we turn to 309.
To me, Torin! To me!
As Landar draws his sword. Unless Torin tries to stop him, he's charging forward.
No, Torin is running behind him.
Landar's feeling emboldened with the sword. He's remembering the powers of double damage to zombies. Or rather, undead.
Yeah, we got this.
Ah, we got this. A golden glow runs the length of the summerswerd as Landar raises it high above his head, ready to face their enemies. The brothers are confronted by 12 grizzly zombies, and they must fight them as one enemy. Really it's 6, but as you know by now, we are doubling the endurance points. So these zombies have a combat skill of 13, and their endurance is 19, which doubled up would be 38.
They are undead creatures, so remember to double all the endurance points they lose as a result of the power of the summerswerd. Seeing as Landar charged in first, I think, Nick, you should go first with a roll.
Makes sense to me. Hope it's a good one. Be pretty epic if the first roll with the summersword was a 0.
A 10. Ooh, nice.
Not bad at all. That's an 8. An 8 on a +9, which is 18 doubled to 36. Feeling the power of the summersword, Landar rushes forward, the blade slicing through the zombies like butter as he fells 11 out of the 12, leaving a lone zombie standing there.
Oh, nice one.
That's 36 endurance points of damage.
Oof. That was 18 doubled, so big damage there. Where's the Hellgast now, motherfucker?
Wow. I mean, I almost just one shot killed 12 zombies.
Nice work. Let me finish this one off.
This one's for you, Torin.
Slightly condescending that, but okay.
Given that Torin's landed the killing blow on pretty much everything we fought so far, other than that wormy dude.
Ooh, just rolled a 10. I think it's over for the zombies.
Yeah, that was... We just sort of brushed it off.
Pretty much. A 10 on a +8 is an insta-kill.
So even you would have been able to kill off all 12 zombies with one roll.
Yeah, if I had rolled a 10, yeah.
Even without the summersword.
So yeah, I pretty much just go up to the zombie using the dark blade that you gave me and slice its head off.
We're done here, Landar. That was quick work. Well done.
Nice one. If I've learned anything from the last ship battle, when we click on this button now, it's going to take us another one.
Probably. But let's celebrate while we can.
Section 237 it is. Oh, here we go. You were asking where the Hellgast was, and here it is.
Oh shit. The dead zombies lie around the brothers' feet. By now the soldiers' fear of the undead has turned to sheer hatred. A chorus of Durrani's battle cries resounds along the deck. Landar leads the charge along a boarding plank and onto the deck of the Death Hulk, cleaving the zombie crew aside like a scythe through wheat. Then suddenly a black-cloaked figure blocks their path. A twisted sword held in its shrunken black hand. It is a Hellgast, and the brothers must fight it to the death.
Oh, shit.
The Hellgast has a combat skill of 23 and 60 endurance points. Again, it is an undead creature, so the damage is doubled. It is immune to Mind Blast. This one doesn't seem to have the...
Yeah, I was just thinking, perhaps it's the power of the summersword that's blocking it.
I don't know, yeah. Oh, actually, it is. It said that the summersword blocked all magic.
Ooh,
All magic attacks, so I imagine that Mind Blast itself is a magic attack.
amazing. I don't feel so scared anymore.
No, I think we've got this. It's 60 endurance points, but I think we have this.
So, as predictable as that was, there is another battle. This is section 237. We're fighting a Hellgast. The Torin has a combat ratio of -2, and Landar a combat ratio of -1. As Landar was leading the charge, I'm going to say that he strikes first with the summersword. Come on, 0.
Ooh,
Oh, not great.
below average. That's a 4 on the random number table.
But still, Landar manages to deal 10 endurance points while only taking 4.
Not bad. The Hellgast is down to 50 endurance points. Torin jumps up behind Landar and slashes at the Hellgast with its own ungodly weapon. Suddenly he stops in his tracks.
Landar,
What is it, Torin?
these weapons don't do anything to it, remember?
Oh, shit. Get behind me then, Torin. See off the zombies.
Yeah, we just remembered that normal weapons don't damage Hellgast. I imagine it's not specified because as a one player you would be wielding the summersword, and it goes without saying that you are able to damage it. So Nick will be taking this fight, and if he were to fall, I would then continue.
Here we go, round 2.
Oh, baby! That's a 0, a 10.
Hearing Torin shout and seeing him take cover behind Landar as he sees off the zombies whilst Landar squares up to this Hellgast. He does a spin like Conan the Barbarian, aiming for the Helghast neck, where the summerswerd makes purchase.
I don't think it's going to be a straight up KO because your combat ratio is pretty low, but it's going to be good damage.
It's not too shabby. It's 22 points of damage
Nice.
and 0 taken by me.
Nice one. It's looking good. This Helghast has 28 points of endurance now. We've taken off more than half his health already.
Following through with that spin attack, Landar's now behind the Helghast. As he kicks it with one leg, jumps, raises the summersword above his head, and slashes down on his shoulder.
Ooh,
not great.
Other side of the table.
Big
It is
yin and
now,
yang.
yes, it is now a 1.
Landar deals only 4 points of damage this time, and takes 5 in exchange.
It's not too bad though.
We've seen worse. Momentarily winded from the surprise of that attack, Landar's back on his feet quickly as he swings the sword round, this time trying to slash at the torso of this Helghast.
Oh!
Oh no!
Another one.
Oh no.
It's another one. Again, Landar loses 5 endurance points and deals 4 to the Helghast. The Helghast is down to 20. He's almost done.
But Landar's down to 17. Who will fall first?
Come on, a big roll now.
Landar seems to be a little shaken, as he's only rolled a 6 this time. Still, that's 14 points of damage
Ooh, almost there.
in exchange for just 2. So Landar's down to 15.
Helghast is down to 6. He is bleeding profusely and almost at death's door. Could this be the last?
Seeing the Helghast almost down on one knee at this point, and feeling inspired by that spinning attack which almost lopped its head off, Landar's going to try and repeat that attack as he sidesteps, pirouettes with the summersword, and does a backhanded slash across the creature's foul neck.
Yeah!
That will do it! That will do it!
That's a big old 9. A fine 9.
That's 20 points of endurance as he lobs the head clean off. Landar picks it up, showing it to the zombies, hoping that it will jump overboard. Something tells me that's not going to happen.
No, but the Duranor let off an encouraging cry of triumph as they see the Helghast's head being lifted by Landar. We now turn to section 309. As Landar advances along the deck, the hideous creatures, seeing the head of their leader, the Helghast, and the golden light of the summersword, start fleeing. The brothers notice something strange about this Death Hulk. Something familiar. Oh shit. Is this the ship we came in? We were supposed to... the one we fell from before.
No, that was the Green Scepter, wasn't it?
Yes, but has it sunk and risen as a
no.
Death Hulk?
No, surely not. Oh shit.
Something familiar. But you're not quite sure what it is. Suddenly a ghastly voice behind you cries out your name. Oh shit!
Is this going to be the captain of the other ship?
Yes, I think it is.
Oh no, what a plot twist this will be.
Landar raises the summersword and spins around to face the voice. The sight that confronts the brothers fills their senses with a mortal terror. We need to turn to section 26.
The brothers are staring into the hollow eye sockets of a walking corpse. Twisted and disfigured though he is, the brothers recognize him as Captain Kelman.
Ooh, shit!
The brothers, as Al correctly... Is that your sixth sentence kicking in there?
Yeah, I think it is.
As Al correctly guessed, the brothers are standing upon the deck of the Green Scepter, which was sank during the storm 28 days ago,
Ooh.
and which has now been raised from its murky grave this very morning to join the Death Hulk fleet. The dead captain extends a broken hand towards the brothers, and a ghastly voice begs them to lay down the summersword.
Put down your sword, and my soul will be spared this torment.
If we wish to place a summersword upon the deck, we turn to 248. If we wish to attack the zombie captain, we turn to 66. I mean,
I don't think we're going to let go of the sword.
fuck this guy. We don't really have any like long-lasting connections to him or anything.
No.
He let us drown pretty much.
Well, at least now we know they didn't leave us for dead. They all died.
Yeah, well, they died later. What was
it says that it sank in the same storm we fell overboard.
Oh, right, 28 days ago. All right, okay. So maybe that was a bit harsh. They didn't leave us for dead, then they just died themselves. Okay, so
I'll spare your soul.
As Landar raises the summerswerd and charges at him,
engaging.
unless Torin's going to try and stop him.
I feel bad now that that's been revealed, the fact that we weren't abandoned. Maybe they were even trying to save us. Maybe they were turning the ship and
And keeled over.
yeah. And now we're gonna kill the guy. But yeah, I'm not gonna stop you. Go for it. Turn to section 66.
As Landar raises the glowing blade, the zombie captain pulls an evil-looking dagger from inside his tattered jacket. The brothers must fight him to the death.
For flavor, for how this has kind of played out, and Landar charging the captain, I want this to be a mano a mano fight, one-on-one. So instead of doubling the endurance points, we'll just leave them as is, and this is all Landar. If Landar were to die, considering you have very little hit points, I'd say that the game is over as well.
Oh, you're not going to join in?
No, because we are not doubling the hit points. This is a one-on-one fight.
Alright. Am I doubling his endurance then? It was just me fighting? And then if I don't kill him...
That's what I mean. Yeah, don't double his endurance. It's just you against him. And if you kill him, we continue. If you die, then we both die. We'll say that the ship goes back into the water, drowning me with it.
Okay. Sorry, I thought you meant if I beat him. I was going to say that I won't want to kill him.
No, I mean if you die.
Alright. Landar's not wasting any time here. He's going straight for Captain Kelman's neck as he tries to slop it off in one fell swoop. Landar's got a +8 combat ratio here,
Oh, I think you got this.
and all damage is doubled.
Oh, yes, I think you got this. If you roll a 10, it's going to be... Ooh, sugar! It's a 2.
Sweet sugar. But on an 8, so a 2... Yeah, so one-shot kill.
Nice.
But he manages to nick me with his dagger for 3 points. Following that, Landar's going to down his potion and regain 5 endurance points.
You did it, Landar! You're unstoppable with that sword!
I can feel the power. I think we may have a chance of defeating the Dark Lords after all. We're turning to section 218.
Landar looks up from the dead captain to see the macabre faces of the other crew members. They are surrounding him. There are at least 20 of them, and they are armed with cutlasses and axes.
We can either fight them by turning to section 43, or we can attempt to evade by grabbing a nearby rope and swinging across to the deck of a Duranese warship.
I think it's smart to try and evade, right? It's 20 of them. I mean, you've got the sword and they're crew members. They might not be that strong, but it's 20 of them.
I mean, Landar's feeling strangely emboldened, given he usually prefers the safer option. The lure of swinging across like a Pirate of the Caribbean. It's tugging at my heartstrings here.
Yeah, I'd say that Torin has already grabbed the rope, seeing as you're surrounded at the moment, and is calling out to you.
Landar! Hold on to the rope! Let's get out of here!
I'm coming, Torin.
Landar sheaves the summersword, grabs the rope with both hands, and together with his brother, tries to swing across the deck onto the Duranese warship.
Okay, so we are turning to section 105. Unfortunately for the brothers, the rope has been nearly cut in two by a sword blow, and it is likely to snap under their weight.
Oh, here we go into the water again. Ah, Joe Dever.
So here we are asked to pick a number from the random number table to see if our rope and our luck holds.
And that's where we're going to call it a session.
Ooh, what will happen next week? Will we fall in the water and drown? Or will we make it across to the Duranese ship?
Hopefully the latter.
Yes.
But if you can't wait a whole other week to find out what happens to Landar and Torin, be sure to visit www.i2td.com, follow the links there to our social media pages, on our Discord server. Why not pop by and say hello? Whilst you're on our website, make sure to follow the special link there, the little coffee cup that takes you to our Buy Me a Coffee page, where you can make a one-off donation and buy us a potion, as they're called, which in this game we're using as rerolls. You can also join one of our membership tiers, where in exchange for that you can get access to bonus episodes and little tidbits that we put there for our members.
If you do not wish to become a member or donate, or you simply cannot, do not worry, you can still help us out by visiting all those social media links that Nick said were in the website. Also liking our stuff, maybe leave a review on your podcast player of choice, and as always you can also share the word of into the dungeon. Tell your friends, your family, your lovers, and your haters.
Whilst you're telling all those people, make sure to visit amazon.com or .uk, .us, .ie, wherever you're from, and search for I2TD Press, where you can find our graph paper composition notebook for role-playing games. We specially made this book to help you unleash your imagination and conquer uncharted realms with our tabletop role-playing game graph paper notebook, tailor-made by ttrpg veterans, that's Big Al and I, for adventurers just like you.
Whether you're a seasoned dungeon master or a fresh-faced player, this versatile notebook is your ultimate companion to design and prepare thrilling quests, daring escapades, and unforgettable journeys through fantastical worlds.
Now, why choose our notebook, given that you may think, oh, this is just graph paper? But no, you'd be mistaken, because inside our carefully designed book you'll find a table of contents for you to conveniently name and number your maps for fast and easy navigation, 2 legend pages containing common hand-drawn map symbols which will help you populate your maps with chests, traps, furniture and more, 100 pages.
100?
100.
Wow.
Numbered quad-ruled paper for easy reference to your table of contents.
You also have 5 pages of free dungeon maps that may spark your imagination if you're feeling a bit underwhelmed, or you have the writer's block or artist's block. And also you have 4 pages filled with the most common area of effect spells. You can cut them out and use them in your games.
And if you're feeling especially inspired, why not color these in too? Draw on them and tag us. Share your creations with us.
Yes, please do. Find us on X and all those places we mentioned and share your creations. We look forward to seeing them. Also, keep your eyes peeled, as maybe in the near future more books will be appearing under the I2TD Press brand.
100%. Keep an eye out for those. We're now on to the last one standing,
The end of the episode club.
where you can compete for the esteemed title of El Guillo Masferrada. If you're new here, we give you a password, you use it in a comment. Remember though, if you've been around for a while, there's been a rule change. You have to do it on our Discord server, on the channel The Last One Standing.
That's correct. And do you have a password for us this week, Nick?
That I do. This week's password is Unleash the Kraken,
Ooh. Why is that?
because we're swinging from ship to ship, from plank to plank, diving and being all piratey.
But where's the Kraken?
Potentially when we fall into the water, or as we swing across to the other ship.
Ooh, you think a Kraken is gonna come up and harass us?
I wouldn't put it past Joe Dever.
Okay, so there you have it. Release the Kraken. Looking forward to reading your comments. And that's it from us today. Hope you've enjoyed the episode, and as always, we'll catch you next time as we delve into the dungeon. During the ride through tunneling. Non so acostumbrado.
Habla normal, ya te lo subo.
King Alling IV sits alone in the doom.
As the carriage halts to the motherfucker.
Cautious.
But I've been noticing since you've been
Rigorously.
But I've been noticing since you've. But I've been noticing.
Come along,
Coño. Aye.
come along, Wolf.
No, that's too English.
Aye, come along. Aye, come along, Wolf. Aye,
Coño.
come.
Okay, dijimos José.
I hope the card masters.
Hang on.
Hablo un poco zombified.
That takes you to our Buy Me a Pew pew pew.